is, of course, unique, as is every other particular point in history. But this one is dreaded by the evildoers. And the reason is because there's an unstoppable snowball of information that's bearing down on them. And it's the worst nightmare because it's empowering the people. Okay, that's what's happening here. And they know as the people become empowered with knowledge, clear, pure knowledge of the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, about things I'm talking about, basic rudimentary economic principles. I do not get into minutia or anything else, okay? I just don't. I don't give investment advice. I just try to explain to people when you want to understand, somebody said, what is every nation's single greatest asset? What will you say? Do you know what he will say or she will say? Ask. What is every nation's single greatest resource? And then people are scratching their heads and they're thinking, oh, gold. No, it's the oil. Oh, no, it's the agriculture. You understand what they'll say? That's the way their minds work. Resources, assets. But they forget what's glaringly obvious. You are the most important asset any nation could ever possess. You, as a human being, a willing worker, a willing servant to humanity, and by extension, God. We can only serve God when we serve each other. We must be of service to each other. I have an irresistible, absolute, utter need. I am utterly compelled to serve my fellow man in some capacity. I must. And you must too. When you're in your right mind, you'll see what I'm saying is true. This is where you will derive the greatest gratification, the greatest satisfaction from life. King Solomon alludes to this. Just tap into your own intuitive understanding of these things, and you'll see you would not be content sitting around being self-serving and decadent all day. It's miserable. Try it. People, everybody's getting a taste of that now. But I've been saying this over and over. Just try it. You think people don't want to work? You think if you did a universal basic income on the basis it's just an extension of Social Security, so it's a way for people to be out of fear? Don't fear losing the roof over your head. Don't fear losing your food. Don't fear losing the energy needs you have. Don't fear losing clean, potable water to drink. None of us have to fear that. Am I so radical and terrible and ungodly, unbiblical? Am I such a radical, liberal, bleeding heart? No, actually, I'm a fiscal conservative. I'm a capitalist. But I believe in playing the game fairly with rules that apply to everybody across the board. So universal basic income, based on the premise that this is God's planet, we're all equally beloved children of God, so we all inherently have a right to share in the wealth of the planet. But I already said the greatest wealth is each other. That's right, because you can sit on a mountain of capital, and unless you've got a willing workforce, willing, I say, because, of course, slavery is illegal, as it should be, right? We would all agree. And no a-hole dare disagree with me to my face, but in his heart he might believe in that, subjugating people, marginalizing them, saying they're unskilled, or they're hungry immigrants. Hey, they'll take less money. We can take advantage of them. Cheat them, pay them under the table. They're sending money home. They're going to be heroes someday. Well, I can't go to Mexico, for example, and buy property, right? I think the law in Mexico forbids an American citizen buying property in a lot of Latin American countries. That's what I heard. I don't know if it's true. Do your own research. But here, I was a licensed California real estate agent. You can't even ask. You'll lose your license. You don't sell to an illegal immigrant, lose your California real estate license. You un-American trash. I at least think that people that come to this country have an obligation to learn about our history, okay? You have an obligation to learn about Cesar Chavez, why he opposed illegal immigration, because he knew there was going to be unscrupulous employers taking advantage of them. And that's enough reason alone to be opposed to illegal immigration. That's it. But they should have to learn some history and respect our culture, okay? That's it. Be sensitive to the natives. You know what it's like. How would you like people coming down and taking your jobs? How would that feel to you? Buying up your real estate, creating more demand. Live by the golden rule. Everybody's got to do that. And the immigrants don't get a waiver on that. Everybody has to treat each other the way they want to be treated. They come here, they need to be sensitive to the natives. Is that unreasonable? We've got to give a crap about each other. Okay? Yeah, you know what? I told myself I'm going to, because last week I flew off the handle and I got really emotional and I'm feeling all the stress just like everybody else. But I told myself I'm going to try to stay cool, calm, and collected today. But understand, I don't care what the color of people immigrating here is. I just care about the fact that they're going to be sensitive to the natives. They're going to be living by the golden rule. We call ourselves a Christian nation. At least we should demand that. That at least that they treat, the other workers. They're, so they're taking jobs. I mean, they're sure not just staying on farms. The farmers aren't keeping their workers. They're saying as soon as they get in there, that's the pretext. They can get on Section 8, look at the application form, go to your housing authority and get a form. The last time I looked, true, it's been about 15 years. Okay, but I saw it, and it says, check this box if you're a farm worker. So they all, that's right, that's it. Check the box. So they check the box. They can go on Section 8 housing because they're a farm. We need you. So it's subsidized, and they could get the Section 8 housing. So that's why they're not homeless. You see how this thing works? But as soon as they get on the farms, they work for a few months during the harvest season. They want that job as a carpenter's helper. They want that job as a landscaper or something else. They buy up businesses, believe me. Okay, somehow they're getting loans and you understand how this works. So it's a way to prop up a failed economy. That's why so many people try to tell you you're bad if you don't want all the destitute immigrants in the world to come here. You're un-American trash. And, we want them, and we're good. We're the good guys. Listen to the Chamber of Communists. Bring them in, bring them in. The more the merrier. They put a demand on everything from toilet paper to loans. And all those weak, stupid American citizens, let them die out in the cold under the bridge. That's what's happening all over the freaking country. Thank God for our governor who's stepping up, buying motels and getting serious about ending this. Now with the COVID virus, they're going to spread it. They're all going to die. This could be the plan by some evil men somewhere. Diabolical, yes. Spread it. They're in close contact. They can't help it. A lot of microbes trade between these people, right? We all know a lot of touching. They're in close contact and all that. In the soup kitchens and everywhere else where these things can spread, and in the jails. The elderly are dying in these rest homes. So you understand, this could be a diabolical plan because there is these evildoers at the top. They want to depopulate the earth. Look up the Georgia Guidestones for yourself. I'm not making it up. These new giant monuments, these new 10 commandments they got out there in the state of Georgia, these elitist, Illuminati, New World Order cabal, Bilderberger group types. You know the ones, the multi-billionaires, right, that don't want you to have $1 million, but, it's fine that they have $1 billion or 10 billion or 100 billion or whatever, and that they leave it to their kids that may not have ever lifted a finger for that money, but that's all okay. The perpetual aristocracy, first come, first serve. We own the planet. They hand it on. They hand it off. Oh, yeah, with same elitist mentality, same caliber of people are going to keep running the show. Keep destroying this country. Keep anti-capitalistic policies. All these people that proclaim to be socialists in America, all of them that claim to be liberals, all of them that claim to be capitalists and conservatives, you want to know what? They're all in cahoots. They're all fascist, working against the best interests of the American people. Not every single top politician is, but at the uppermost echelons, that's where they have this critical mass. They're in the positions of power and decision. Okay, they decide, they legitimize, they validate this enormous national debt. Where's it going? How is it getting paid? How are we sustaining it? Is this some big joke? What's going on here? And then you listen to, the Kaiser report. Max and Stacy get into this Cantillon effect and how money is spent. That's why the prices in New York, people paying $500 million. I don't know if that's hyperbolic or not for a condo apartment in New York City. I don't know. But, you see the absurdist levels this thing could go to when these people have unlimited access to the money supply. Money is satanic, wanton, vast power. And these are the top money lovers. They would gladly trade their soul, their conscience for money, for this ephemeral, temporary substance. And they don't care. Do they believe in God? They might say they do. What does that mean? You understand, people can use any words they want to deceive you, to dupe you. We're all deludable. We can all be tricked and lied to and believe lies.